Okay, my friends, welcome. And I thought that we could take a look at some tactics that occurred during the games from the United States Chess Championship. The ladies, I thoroughly enjoyed watching and following their games. Some of them were just phenomenal. And here's a game between Katerina Nemkova and Carissa Yip. And Carissa has played the dragon. We gotta respect that. It's not everybody who plays the Sicilian dragon these days. And here she plays knight to f6, which is a little dubious. If you'd like to pause the video and try and solve the tactic before we try and explain it, please do so now. So what is happening in this position here? Well, you can see the two rooks here. And this pawn, it would love to advance and fork the two rooks. The square, however, d7 is defended by bishop, by the knight and the queen. Is there any way we can remove the defender? Or defender, sorry. We can see the queen is tied to the defense of this knight, and the bishop is attacking this knight, two of the defenders of the d7 square. And Katerina found a solution by simply removing the defenders. First of all, she played knight takes a5. Queen is forced to recapture. Bishop takes on f6. Bishop takes, and she gets to play d7, forking the two rooks. Probably best simply to give up the bishop, which Carissa did, and Katerina has won a piece. Rook came here to the d file, queen dropped back, and Carissa managed to, in compensation, create some structural damage, but it was not enough. Katerina has 5 pawns, Carissa has 6 pawns. It's a piece for a pawn, which is not enough. And Katerina went on to, she went on to sacrifice this bishop to break up these kingside pawns, and win a very beautiful game. So hopefully you managed to solve that. Let's take a look at another one. Okay, here is a position from a game between Maggie Feng and the eventual winner Sabina Francesca Foisor. And it's white to play. It's quite a tricky tactic to see this time. And if you'd like to pause the video, my friends, and try and work out what Maggie played, please do so now. What is happening in this position here? You can see that the queen is x-raying the king, which means that this pawn here cannot protect this square where the rook is on. The king and queen are also in a forkable position if a knight ever made it to f6. And what this means is that white can play knight here to e8, and the king has to move. And no matter where the king moves, white will in fact win the exchange. And this is what Maggie played. She played the excellent knight e8. Wonderful little move. Sabina had to move the king, and Maggie won the exchange. If we just take that back, it's even worse. If black tries to go after this knight with rook takes on e8, we have rook takes. Rook has to interpose itself. Rook takes, king takes, and the queen is getting hit here in the corner. If the queen tries to escape to somewhere like g8, it's a mate in fact, a mate in 4. Here, white is threatening mate. Queen has to give herself up. And she is mated like this. If we just go back, see the queen goes somewhere else. Say she goes to h8 instead. Well, again it's a mate. This time in this fashion here. Queen is coming here. And it's mate. So wonderful little move there by Maggie Fang, taking advantage of the position of the king and the queen. And the fact that this rook can't interpose itself because the knight will simply come here, making use of the pin, forking king and queen. And if the other rook tries to take, well, it's even worse, because black will simply get mated. So I wonder if you found that move. I never saw it myself, actually. I thought it was a wonderful little tactic which helped Maggie win the exchange and eventually the game. So we'll take a look at another one now. This is the grandma of all the tactics in the Ladies US Championship. It's from a game between Apurva Verkad versus Sabina Francesca Foisor, who was the eventual winner. And, well, we can see we have super powerful rooks and a king with absolutely no mobility here. If you'd like to try and solve this tactic, it is in fact a forced mate. Please pause the video and do so now, and we'll try and explain it in just a little moment. Well, it actually begins with a beautiful queen sacrifice. Queen takes on g1, check. It's only one move. Rook to e1 check. Again, there's only a single move. Rook takes f1 with check. Again, the king has only a single square. You can see how the bishop is cutting across the king, and the two rooks are restricting its mobility. Rook to g1 check. Again, there's only a single square. Rook to f1 check. Again, there's only a single square. The king has come into the middle. And here was probably the trickiest move of all to see. Rook to f3 check. The king comes to e4. We have rook to e1. Rook will interpose itself. Rook takes here on e2 with mate. So king e2 only move, but here we have this beautiful little waiting discovered check. Rook to f5 check. King is a single square. Rook to e1 and mate. Beautiful queen sacrifice there by the eventual winner of the United States Championship, Sabina Francesca Foisor. Beautiful mate in 8, I believe. So anyway, hopefully my chess friends, you enjoy trying to solve these little chess tactics. It's always great to put ourselves in the position of these great players and try to see if we can come up with the same solutions as they did. So thank you very much for taking the time. I sincerely wish you well with your own chess. Take care and goodbye.
I don't need to be anything other than a prison guard son. I don't need to be anything other than a specialist son. I don't have to be anyone other than a birth of two souls in one. Part of where I'm going is knowing where I'm coming from. I don't want to be anything other than what I've been trying to be lately. All I have to do is think of me and my peace of mind. I'm tired of looking around rooms, wondering what I gotta do or who I'm supposed to be. I don't want to be anything other than me. I'm surrounded by liars everywhere I turn. I'm I'm surrounded by imposters everywhere I turn. I'm surrounded by identity crisis everywhere I turn. Am I the only one who noticed? I can't be the only one who's learned. I don't wanna be anything other than what I've been trying to be lately. All I have to do is think of me and my peace of mind. I'm tired of looking around rooms, wondering what I gotta do or who I'm supposed to be. I don't wanna be anything other than me. Can I have everyone's attention, please? Attention, please. Attention, please. If you're not like this or that, you're gonna have to leave. I came from the mountains, across that creation. My whole situation